America is not a racist country.
I would like to thank one of my subscribers, Robert Jackson, for this story. So, a Mississippi police chief was fired recently for bragging about shooting a black man 119 times and using the N word. See, this is the problem. This is the problem, not no comply, comply. Y'all can say that until you drop dead. That is not the problem going on in America. Just like it was not the problem back in slave catching days. It's not a comply problem. It's a racist problem. And and it will always be that. So all this comply talk, y'all can miss me with the whole thing. It's racism. The same thing that has been existing in America for 500 years. Don't leave home without it. So a white Mississippi police chief was fired on Wednesday after a former police officer released a recording of him using a racist slur to describe a black person that he claimed he had shot more than 100 times. The Lexington, Mississippi Board of Aldermen voted 3-2 to fire Chief Lee Dobbins, effective immediately, in response to a growing backlash after the Mississippi Center for Investigation Reporting first reported on the recording. Former Lexington Police Department officer Robert Lee Hooker recorded the conversation he had with Chief Dobbins in April, according to Cardell Wright, a paralegal for civil rights, and organization Julian, who helped make the recording public. Wright told Insider that Hooker, who is black, resigned from his position with the police department last week due to Dobbins' bad attitude and reckless mouth. Mm-mm-mm. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. It was very controlling. It was a very controlling person atmosphere. And they felt like they had to do things that they knew weren't right because he wanted it done and that they would have lost their job, Wright told Insider. In the recording, which Insider obtained and reviewed, Dobbins can be heard using the N word and various homophobic slurs when referring to an alleged shootout in a cornfield. Dobbins said, I shot that N word 119 times, okay? According to the recording, I saved 67 kids in a school. The rest of my department, they faded out. They got scared. I went hard, bro. I chased this MFer across the field. Dobbins then went on to add that the man's vehicle was shot 319 times by police, but he was hit 119 times by me. In the recording, Dobbins told Hooker he had killed 13 people in the line of duty, and he didn't give an F if you killed an MFer in cold blood. So he was just out there just shooting people. And we know this is how many of them feel. He just came out of his mouth to reveal it. So he don't care if he killed people in cold blood. But y'all want to sit in our face telling us it's a comply issue. You can miss us all. Okay, I will articulate to fix the effing problem. And I'm the only man in the business here who's smart enough to do it. I promise you. Reach for comment by Insider Hooker said he felt it was his duty as a black man to expose a man of his character. He was a dangerous individual with a blatant disregard for people of color and sex preferences. And I will stand up and protect all of them, Hooker told Insider. Hooker said that he will wait to see how the new police chief runs the department before he considers a return to law enforcement. But he plans to stay in Lexington. I'm not going anywhere. And I told my pastor this. This is what Hooker said. Being ran out of a city or letting somebody run people out of a city with intimidation is how Chief Dobbins operated. Fear and intimidation. Well, that's how they've been operating for 500 years. This is nothing new. He was just carrying on tradition. Dobbins could not be reached for comment on Friday, but he previously told the Mississippi Center for Investigation reporting that he was asking about his claim that he had killed 13 people in the line of duty. That's something we don't discuss, period. Dobbins also denied using racial slurs, according to the outlet. I don't like that, Dobbins said, according to the Center for Investigative Reporting. But that doesn't mean nothing. You can meet a Klansman and they'll tell you they're not racist. I mean, come on. I mean, how many times have we seen these people be racist and their own family members or friends will step forward and tell you they'll use the N word and everything, and they'll tell you they're not a racist. That doesn't mean nothing. We done seen that a million and one times. But y'all, please tell me what you think. Well, no police chief should have that kind of attitude, but we know many do around America, and we also know that's never going to change. You would need to change everything from top to bottom and put all new faces in before change is a possibility. But right now, as we are sitting and breathing, and as long as these folks are in charge, you can best believe nothing is going to change. And they will move the biggest mountain to make sure it don't change. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.